Hello and welcome to your week ahead reading for the week of August 18th to the 24th, 2025. I'm going to be referring to my notes over here a little bit. So if you see me looking over here, I'm referring to notes or talking to spirit, hard to tell. Let's get into our week ahead reading. So this week is going to be an exciting one because, like I said, the sun is going to be moving from Leo into Virgo, and I'm going to do a separate reading on that, as well as the solar eclipse that we're going to be having in Virgo at 0 degrees of Virgo this coming Saturday, and that is the 23rd. We'll talk more about that then. I will cover some transits today, but mostly be focusing on the collective energy that we might experience for the week ahead using cards. So let's see. Tuesday, the 19th of August, the sun is going to be trining Chiron, which is this like flowing energy to maybe a healing point. Chiron has been in Aries for quite a while now, and I love to imagine that this is going to be, around like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, a time where a remedy might show itself. And like what I'm tapping into right now is just like they're both in fire signs, so how can like fire ignite a passion, a project that helps you transmute some energy that you might feel stuck in at this time. Like I said, on Friday the 22nd, the sun moves into Virgo. We love this. It is a mutable earth sign. It is grounded. It is a great time for us to be starting school again, or maybe just getting organized. This looks like maybe cleaning our homes, like deep cleaning, like the little teeny bits. Virgo rules the digestion. Again, I'll get more into this when I do another video later in the week talking about this energy. But on the same day, Venus is going to be squaring Chiron. And I am imagining that this might look a little bit like some tension in our values, or maybe our relationships. At this point, Venus will still be in Cancer. So I'm hoping that there's like a softness that comes to this, but it could be related to family wounds, ancestral patterns that you might be working through. This might seem really garbled. I think the cards will give us more information on this. Saturday is that Virgo solar eclipse at 0 degrees of Virgo. Oh, so interesting. Can't wait to talk more about that. And then on Sunday, the sun is squaring Uranus. The sun in Virgo squaring Uranus and Gemini for the first time, I have a feeling might look something along the lines of noticing an area of tension and maybe something you're creating, but for this to be a really rich opportunity because Virgo and Gemini are mutable. They are flexible. They're creative. They can come up with different ways to skin a cat. Excuse the metaphor. But I think this is going to be sweet. I think there's some magic in this week. So let's get into the cards. So I'm just asking, what can we expect for the week of August 18th through 24th? What will be our focus this week? What will be our focus this week for the week of August 18th to 24th? Card just went flying. I'll look for that. All right. I'm going to leave that there. What do we get? We got death. Let's see if this will focus. Okay. We got the death card. That's the focus for the week this week. All right. What message do we need? Using the Witch's Wisdom Tarot, which acts a lot like an oracle deck, in my opinion, in a good way. Jumper, we'll take this. We got the Messenger of Earth. Death and Messenger of Earth. And what am I asking for this? I'm asking... what can we remember? What can we hold in our hearts to help us navigate this death moment we might experience this week? We got, I love this, opportunity. I'm going to pull one more. What can we remember for this death moment this week? Opportunity. We got another one. We got, acknowledgement. All right, so I'm going to put these all together so I know what we're working with for this week. We got death, messenger of earth, opportunity, and acknowledgement. All right, and what am I seeing here? Interestingly enough, death is such an appropriate card for this time of year. It is in Virgo season where we're harvesting the crops that we'd planted, that we've been tending to throughout the year. And now it's time to harvest the crops. You know, the flowers are starting to die away. It's turning to fall. And the thing with this death card that I'm really drawn to is death is looking you right in the eye. There's this invitation of noticing how nature works with death. That is an opportunity for us. Again, we have, look at the ripeness of the raspberries that are here. Like, it is time to pick the fruit that you've been nurturing for a while. And how can we just observe in nature the ways that death occurs all the time, helping us to shift our perspective of what it's like for things to die, that it's just a transition point from the things that we have like tended to and nurtured and worked through, maybe passions if we're coming from Leo season to Virgo season. I get a sense that there is some hesitation, or there might be some hesitation to let go of that which is ready to be harvested. But it's really going to be important for us to acknowledge that this is part of life. This is part of the cycle. Especially with that solar eclipse this week happening in Virgo. Virgo is where the South Node is right now. And the South Node is that which is like familiar to us. And Judith Hill, the astrologer, talks about the South Node as like the cosmic toilet. It's the things that like, or it's the place where it's time for things to be let go of. That has to do with Virgo too. Virgo rules the digestion. How do we assimilate and digest all of that, the experiences that we've had through the year up until now? So this time of year and this week is our checking in point. Even though we're not at the midpoint yet, there's really this sense of checking in with, where are we? How can we accept where we are? How can we acknowledge how far we've come, the work that we've done, and also the things that we need to let go of in order for us to continue on our path. In the Northern Hemisphere, and I'm in the Northeast, we're moving towards winter, whether you want to believe it or not. And this person is getting ready for a journey, but you can't take everything with you. And that's where death comes in. That's where the opportunity comes in for us to let go of the things that are no longer, we don't need anymore. It's things that served a purpose, but we don't need it anymore. I'm noticing in this death card that there's a lot of like swirly energy. Look at the air. I get the sense that the winds of change are blowing in. And though death is hard, I do feel optimistic that we will feel ready for this shift, that we'll feel ready for this wind down of summer, that we'll feel ready to let go of the things that we no longer need. And the reason why I get that is because none of the characters in the cards seem upset, you know? There's like to me, I get the sense there's this understanding that we just like, this is just part of life. We have to move on. We have to keep going on our path. With the acknowledgement card, I'm really getting a sense of, if you feel called to, invitation, create an altar this week. Create an altar or a ceremony, maybe with water. And the reason why I say water is because there's water in this card. There's rain. Create a ceremony this week around expressing gratitude for yourself, your journey, the earth, the people that have helped you, the people that have seemingly hurt you, but in reality is helping you. Expressing gratitude for where you are in your journey, and then letting go of what you don't need right now, and just inviting in an invitation, or like inviting in acceptance for what needs to go at this point. So even though this might seem like a challenging card to move into this midpoint of August, and as we transition to another season, Virgo season, we have to remember that there are so many opportunities here for us to acknowledge how far we've come so far in this year and trust the path that is laid out before us, and that we are co-creating with the universe to unfold for us the life that we are destined for, the life that we want. Have a good week. Stay tuned for the readings for both the solar eclipse in Virgo and the Virgo season reading, which will be released later this week. Good luck, and I'll see you on the other side.